What's up, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are checking out My Cousin Vinny. Let me just check actually when this movie came out. The 1992 movie, and it stars Joe Pesci and Ralph Macchio. I am so excited to get into this. The Karate Kid is back. I finally get some more Ralph Macchio in my life. After finishing Cobra Kai, I've been missing my Ralph Macchio daily dose of Ralph Macchio, I guess. And then Joe Pesci, I just finished watching Goodfellas, but I guess Goodfellas is going to come out after this reaction. Actually, it could come out before this reaction as well. I don't really know when the two reactions. I watched Goodfellas first, but this one could come out before Goodfellas. It could come out after Goodfellas, but whatever. Joe Pesci is back. I've only seen him in Lethal Weapon and then Goodfellas. Lethal Weapon, he was super funny, super comedic. I loved his humor. And then in Goodfellas, he was like humorous, but also super serious, super cool, he made me super anxious all the time. He was a super different character than he was in Lethal Weapon. So I really like the all-round acting that he can do, the range of acting, I guess, that Joe Pesci can do. So I'm very excited to see him in this movie. Also, this movie is brought to you by my just showered hair. It is kind of all over the place at the moment. I literally got out of the shower about 5 minutes ago. I also shaved today and I cut my lip a little bit, so it could be bleeding. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I don't know what this movie is about at all. I'm assuming it's about someone's cousin called Vinny, but but besides that, I don't know. Vinny could be like, maybe he likes wine because his name's Vinny, and Vin, right? That is wine in French or something like that. So I don't know, maybe he's my cousin Vinny, and they named him after wine because the parents liked wine and now he's a wine. No, I think I'm stretching a little bit too far, but yeah, I don't know what this movie's about. I think it's a comedy. I'm pretty sure it's a comedy. I'm in the mood for a comedy this morning. It's like 9 in the morning. I'm in the mood for a comedy, so let's get into it. I don't really have much to say about this movie. I'm just excited because a lot of people have recommended this movie to me after Joe Pesci's appearance in the Lethal Weapon franchise. Before we get into this movie though, let's do the lighting. So let me turn on my light and then we can decide what lighting we should do. Boop. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so the lighting today, I actually have no idea what the lighting should be. So I think I'm going to go pink. I'm gonna go pink because we don't have a lot of pink on this channel, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't suit the tone of the movie. Maybe there is nothing pink in this movie. There could be something pink in this movie. Maybe there isn't something pink in this movie, but I'm going pink because it's a comedy and I want to watch it with a pink light. So I don't know. Do with that information as you will. But yeah, I'm watching it with a pink light. Okay, let's dive into this movie now. I hope you enjoy my reaction to My Cousin Vinny. Jonathan Lynn. Familiar name, but I can't think of anything that he's done. I like this movie already. This movie is already good. Ah! There he is, the man, the legend himself, Ralph Macchio.
Captured, not registered.
Ah, play those keys, piano man. College handbook. Dude, Final Destination flashbacks. I haven't even seen that movie, but I've seen that scene where they're behind the log truck and the logs fall out and kill them. Never drive behind a log truck again. Woo! Piano Man! Woo! Randy Edelman. Good music choice, man, for this start.
I think that's it. Don't they have any generics here?
I think this is their generic.
How old is he? He still looks like a kid. He still looks like a kid.
$1.67.
Can you fill this up?
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
Evil down here. You know what the minimum age for execution is in Alabama?
6. Oh no. The police are on their tails. They must know. Must know he stole those beans.
Nothing to worry about until there's something to worry about. Just relax, please.
That's a good line. There's nothing to worry about until there's something to worry about. I like that line.
Alright, here he comes.
This is all over the beads, right? Oh my god.
Ridiculous. All this over a can of tuna.
Keep quiet.
They think it's a can of tuna.
Sure about that? Yeah, stand right here.
Oh, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense.
Who would do such a thing?
Not Ralph Macchio.
Yes.
You're willing to waive that right?
Yes, I'm willing to cooperate.
They're talking about two different things.
Stan, he had nothing to do with it.
Did he help you plan it?
Oh my god.
I mean, it wasn't planned out, just like, it just happened.
They're talking about two different things.
SWB audio captured, not registered.
They're talking about two different things. Oh my god.
Are you guys kidding? An accessory? I didn't help. I didn't plan it.
I know where this movie's headed and I like it. I bet it goes like super extreme lengths, right? They get to go to court and stuff.
Your friend has put you in a lot of trouble.
Why can't they just say it? Just say that you stole tuna.
You paid for the grocery.
I love these like Dutch angles for the sheriff.
We need you out here. I'm in the middle of a damn confession here.
Look how confused he looks. Do you think Joe Pesci will be their lawyer?
Call the Chilean consulate? What are they gonna do? Send a guide into the mountains looking for them? No.
We think they're trying to set us up as patsies, Ma. You know how corrupt it is down here. They all know each other.
You know how corrupt it is? They can all hear it.
We got an attorney in the family.
Great, who?
My cousin Vinny. Oh my god. That was such a good line. I felt so proud that I could say it with him too. Sorry, I keep touching my lip because I cut it when I was shaving, right? And it keeps like opening up whenever I smile. It's like a paper cut almost. Here he is, Joe Pesci. Oh my god, of course. Beautiful.
No.
She never heard it. She knows everything about cars.
Does she?
Now, see, down here, everybody gets stuck in the mud every now and then.
Kind of rude that he laughed about it.
Bud?
But I feel like he's telling the truth. Or he could be just scamming them. No weapons beyond this point. Please, we ask you kindly to leave your weapons at the front. New recruits, new meat, fresh meat. Welcome, welcome. This must be a very surreal experience, just for stealing a can of tuna.
Sex slave and do whatever he wants.
There's only the two of us here.
You know what, then you can both be his sex slave and everything will work out nicely.
What's the matter?
Relax, relax, relax.
Do you think he's gonna be a sex slave?
You know, to get acquainted before we, before we get to it.
Oh my god, this movie is just a bunch of misunderstandings.
Or them. You're getting fucked one way or the other.
Oh my god, this movie is just a bunch of misunderstandings. I love misunderstandings in movies, they're so fun.
I mean, it's your ass, not mine. I think you should be grateful.
Donuts, how are you?
This is Vinny? I don't know where to start.
This is Vinny? He's not gonna make me his sex slave?
What kind of cases have you had? Assault and battery, armed...
No, I feel like he's like a... Yeah, not... Maybe like a family lawyer or something.
Knock on wood.
You want it to not go to court though, that's the thing, right? So he must be doing a good job.
Almost 6 weeks.
Oh, that's why. Almost 6 weeks, okay.
6 years ago. What have you been doing since?
Studying for the bar.
He keeps failing it over and over and over again.
Nope. For me, 6 times was a charm.
Hey, but he did it, you know? He persevered. He pushed through it. I actually admired that he tried 6 times at the bar exam and didn't give up. I admire that about Vinny.
Sorry.
Well,
I think it's a perfect outfit.
Lots. Quite a few, yes.
what was the outcome?
All positive. All good.
Free. And, they caught the real guy.
That's actually good, though. That's good.
It's with a certain degree of informality down here. It isn't.
This guy's kind of scary.
You won't.
He's so scary. This judge makes me nervous.
Come into my courtroom.
Right.
You willing to accept those terms?
Right.
He just dropped the book, didn't even hand it to him. That's a lot of reading. Whenever you see a book that looks like that, you know you're going to die reading it. Aw, that's pretty. Also, the soundtrack right now is bopping. I love the piano aesthetic that this music is going for, the soundtrack is going for. I don't know. It's really... I like it. I like it a lot. Oh my god, you have to do that. That's like the construction outside of my room. At 6:30 in the morning, they start jackhammering. It's like my alarm clock every morning.
Over at the sawmill. Tell folks it's time to get up.
Tell folks it's time to get up.
Breakfast?
You think?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Ew. I wouldn't eat. That does not look good. I'm sorry. That is just looks so flavorless.
Put it on the plate and add butter.
So, you gonna eat it or not?
Eat it. I bet it tastes good. I bet it tastes good. Actually, you know what? It doesn't look like it tastes good, but maybe some people have had grits before. Maybe it's an actual food, and it does taste good. But it just looks like it has no flavor at all. Like, you need some salt and pepper on that, at least. Look at that guy's mustache. Look how good that mustache is. Oh my god, is this a real lawyer? The briefcase in the bag. I love the contrast. Look how organized his papers are. He has so many papers. He has like a notepad and that's it. They're innocent, guys. Just free them already. They're innocent kids. They just stole tuna. All rise. Yeah, I've been to some courts before. Not in court. I've never been in court, but I've been in the audience of courtrooms, watching them sometimes.
My clients are...
What are you wearing?
You need a suit.
But you insult the integrity of this court.
You gotta wear a suit. You gotta wear a suit.
I apologize, sir, but this is how I dress.
Next time,
Your Honor. You have to say Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor.
cloth. You understand me?
Yeah, not leather.
No, I'm just trying to explain.
I don't want to hear explanations.
Yeah, just say it.
No. Next words out of your mouth are either going to be guilty or not guilty.
Not guilty.
Argument or opinion.
I feel like now the judge is a little biased against him, you know?
I get the point.
No, I don't think you do.
What point? You have to say it.
Bail will be set at $200,000.
$200,000. This case looks pretty hopeless, I gotta say. It looks very hopeless. I love the pictures that she takes. I hope we get to see them at the end of the movie, like over the credits or something.
No, that's not what they teach you. They teach you contracts, precedent.
Yeah, he didn't go into this type of law.
Supposed to go. I thought maybe this summer I would take off a couple of months.
Aw, so he did want to go. That was a really good take as well. I feel like that was a long take.
It's a procedure. Like rebuilding a carburetor has a procedure.
This movie is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
I learned the hard way. Actually, it was a good learning experience for me.
Aw, he's so optimistic. I love it. Pool and chicken. I wonder if you can play pool there and they serve chicken. Oh, wait. I recognize this guy. Who is this guy?
If you kick the shit out of me,
Yeah.
then you get the money.
Okay.
My place.
Shit.
Yeah, okay, so he was doing like a lawyer thing with the guy who fell, hoping to maybe get another job off of him.
No, you're wrong.
Come on, fellas, knock it off. Let's go.
Knock it off, they were just talking.
All right, Stan, listen.
Let's knock it off. Knock what off? That would bug me so much.
Did it ever occur to you it could be turned off and drip at the same time?
Yeah.
How could you be so sure?
And NASA engineers?
Well, in that case, how could you be sure?
This is like flirting secretly. Secret flirting.
Dead on, balls accurate.
It's an industry term.
It's an industry term. I like her a lot.
Fucking thing is broken.
I like how they argued, but then they didn't get mad at each other. It turned into this. It turned into them making out. So I don't know. That's really interesting. It's a cool dynamic.
Green car with a white convertible top.
A green car. They weren't driving a green car, right? They were driving an orange car.
I was making my breakfast.
Maybe they were in the back of the car. Maybe they jumped in the back of the car.
Then
No,
later I
they
heard
didn't.
gunshot.
No, they didn't. Is there a jury in here as well? Or is it just the judge?
Yeah, they peeled away. Car was all over the road.
Thank you, sir.
Car was all over the road. They were driving normally.
I shot the clerk. Your Honor?
What? He did say he did say it. I knew he would be incriminated for that. He did say that. But it was the tone of voice was question.
This Monday, February 2nd, 10 a.m.
February 2nd, that's one day after my birthday.
Now, didn't I tell you the next time you appear in my courtroom that you dress appropriately?
He's wearing a tie.
Curious about that?
Oh no, I thought he tried to dress appropriately because he was wearing a tie. That's just his style.
Wait, this is not going to trial.
It's kind of true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were wonderful in there.
No.
Right, knock it off. Knock it off.
I love how she's messing with her. Or with him. She's a good character. She's good for him. She's very good for him. They work well together too, their pairing.
I'm really scared.
Aww.
You should be.
Yeah. It shows that you care. It shows that you care that because you're scared.
I think that once you're out there and you're doing your thing out there, I think you're gonna be really great.
He's very good at talking. When he knows what he's doing, he's very good. That was really sweet. I love this scene. Oh no. What is it? Just like a farm animals or something? The guy needs sleep. The guy needs his sleep.
That's death row in there.
It is?
That's death row in there. That's where you might be. Oh, they didn't show up? Okay, okay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he showed up. Good job. I almost called him Daniel LaRusso. I'm just so used to seeing his face and seeing Daniel.
Well, what's most important is winning the case. I could do it.
He can do it. Believe in him.
Nobody pulls the wool over the eyes of a Gambini. Especially this one.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks you should give it to him? What was he before he was a lawyer? A fucking comedian?
How can it hurt? If
Actually, he is a comedian. Thank you so much. Oh, is that someone in the electric chair? Oh.
What is it?
Your $200.
Bring it here. Let me see it.
Is he gonna go off with it?
No, that's not a bunch of ones with a 20 wrapped around it.
Yeah. He's good. He's so good. Vinny is good. Vinny is so good, man.
Train comes through at 5 a.m. every morning.
No, sir. It's very unusual.
It's very unusual.
Oh, thank you, Shirley. But my clients were guilty as hell.
You're welcome.
And finally,
And don't call me Shirley.
And from time to time, he would come by.
This is a true story. Okay. I like it.
Bonding thing, you know? Show him I'm one of the boys. He's not gonna let me look at his...
One of the boys. Boys.
The guy will lose respect for me. Would you rather have that?
She's like, yes.
Dear, you're prancing along, you get thirsty, you start
Imagine you're a deer.
fuck what kind of pants the son of a bitch who shot you was wearing.
That's good, actually. That was a good way to say I don't care what pants you're wearing. And then it also makes him feel guilty at the same time.
Yeah. Thanks, sweetheart.
Are lawyers allowed to look at each other's files? Like, it's not illegal, right? Like, lawyers are allowed to look at each other's files because you need to know everything that the other person knows about the case, right?
Don't you want to know why Trotter gave you his files?
I told you why already.
What if they're fake files? Another 5 a.m.
She'll do.
She'll do. Is he playing chess against himself?
So I became an actor. And there was this very prominent stage actor.
He's still an actor.
Stage name.
What name is that?
Cherry.
His chess, or his chess, oh, yeah, his chess game. Oh, the mosquitoes are gonna bite your back, lady. Unless you have some book spray on or something.
10 years later, my niece, the daughter of my sister, is getting married.
10 years later, she's been his fiance for 10 years.
To the top of the outcome of this case. Is it possible?
SW.
Maybe it was a bad time to bring it up.
Oh, look, she didn't start arguing. See, I love their relationship because they don't, like, when they argue, they understand each other's argument. You know what I mean? And then they stop arguing.
What the fuck is that?
An owl? What are you shooting? The grass?
Stars. Quiet.
He's like, let me sleep, woman. I haven't slept in 5 days.
I don't see no stars.
I love these gags. I thought the car was gonna be dead. Oh my god. That was a crazy fall though. That was kind of a cool fall. Oh, look how his sneakers were so white. Evidence? Something? It's gonna be something important for the case, maybe.
I had it clean. I thought it'd be a nice surprise. Go in there with a nice clean suit.
Oh, it's in the mud. Oh no.
What I mean now?
He just like spider jumped. Spider jumped onto him. No, don't let the public lawyer speak. Oh my god, the suit. Beautiful, beautiful. He looks like someone from Hogwarts.
He's got the flu. You get that? The whole store got the flu.
The whole store.
I don't take drugs.
I don't like your attitude.
What? He did this for you. He knew that you'd...
You in contempt of court.
Oh my god.
After they entered the sack of suds, a gunshot was heard by 3 eyewitnesses.
They left before the gunshot though. That's the thing.
Finally, the state is going to prove that the defendants...
This is a good camera shot. This is a really good camera shot. You got the wrong people. The real murderer is just chilling in the Bahamas or something, you know? He hasn't slept in so long.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Will be stricken from the record. The jury
Really?
use that kind of language in my court. You understand me?
Yeah.
Oh no. I bet he doesn't know anything.
Jury,
Oh no. Oh no. Did he just get really, really nervous?
What about everything we talked about?
Well, I get a little nervous.
A little nervous.
I'm getting better.
Oh, he doesn't have a stutter. He just gets super nervous.
Run out, get into their car, and drive off like...
You didn't see those two boys. Witnesses don't know what they're talking about.
All right.
Let Joe Pesci talk. Joe Pesci, no, Vinny, man.
Prescription eyeglasses.
They're reading glasses.
Yeah. They're obviously reading glasses. This guy is such a klutz. He hurts me. He hurts me. At least Vinny is like trying.
What color eyes?
I feel like this guy is just here for the ride.
I did say that. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Is it possible? What?
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
What is he?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Store, and you had just begun to make breakfast. You were just ready to eat, and you heard a gunshot.
Yes, he's on a roll.
Just regular, I guess.
Regular. Instinct, Ritz?
20 minutes. It takes 20 minutes. He learned that earlier.
Takes the entire grit-eating world 20 minutes.
Oh my god.
Fine.
Are you sure about that 5 minutes?
I may have been mistaken.
Joe Pesci is a god. Joe Pesci is a god. Good job, Vinny.
I'm gonna stay in prison tonight. Maybe I can finally get some sleep. Doing good, huh?
Maybe I'll finally get some sleep. No, he won't. No, he won't. Of course. It's gonna be like a prison riot or something. Oh my god.
Leaves. And these books looking through this dirty window, this crud-covered screen.
Oh my god. He's so good.
And not necessarily these two particular guys.
It is possible. It is possible. And that's how court works. This is so satisfying now. This movie is so satisfying now.
Have they always been that thick?
Oh, no, they got thicker over the years.
We should make sure. Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Okay.
100 feet.
100 feet. Would you hold this, please? Thank you.
Oh my god. Is he going to put up a picture of someone and then say, like, what does this person look like?
Your Honor, please, huh?
Oh. Sorry.
4.
Oh my god. All of the witnesses have just been demolished. I feel like you missed that high five. I feel like you missed that high five.
Enjoying myself so far.
Well, I got a little surprise for you tomorrow.
What's that?
You can't have surprises.
For the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Oh my god.
As well as to give the defense an opportunity to have the witnesses' reports reviewed by a defense expert.
Yes! He sounds like he knows about it. Everything.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Overruled.
What? What? Are you serious? You can't do this to him. You can't do this to the case. The judge is biased. The judge is biased. I don't like him.
Photos of the tire marks left by the assailant.
Okay, well they could have the same make of the car. It doesn't...
Are you familiar with...
It's just coincidental again. Coincidental.
10A dual column gas chromatograph with flame analyzation detectors.
That just sounds fancy. I wonder what that is.
2 samples was found to be identical.
Yeah, but they're tires. It's going to be identical, isn't it? Like, there's not going to be a difference in chemical composition in different tires. Well, in those tires, because it's the same car.
Alright. Alright.
Alright. Alright. He's about to just fight him. Fight Club time.
This case in the next 90 minutes.
What's the stay of execution?
Can I help?
Can I help? No, you...
I really like this camera movement as well. That was a really cool camera movement.
I like this. This is our first hotel room, right? That'll intimidate Trotter.
Oh, don't be mad at her.
Dog shit. Dog shit. That's great. Dog shit. What a clue. Why didn't...
I bet some of those pictures are going to be important, right?
Lisa!
Lisa, come back.
Sorry.
Yeah, you did get too mad there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have left the restaurant as well. I bet some of those pictures are going to be helpful. I thought the tire tracks one would have been helpful, but it's their car, right? Not...
No, missing something.
Oh, wait, no. Tire tracks... These were like... I feel like the tire tracks one might be helpful. Or the dog one.
Thank you.
He doesn't feel like he's on much of a role anymore. He feels like he's a little awkward up here now.
Prosecution Rex.
The pictures, the pictures, the pictures. Yeah! Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Doing this. Fuck you! What is it with you with that mouth?
No, help him, please, Lisa. I know he was really annoying to you.
Calls as its first witness, Ms. Mona Lisa Vito.
Her name's Mona Lisa.
Expert in the field of automobiles and is being called to rebut.
She is.
testimony of
She
George
is.
Wilbur.
Oh my god, she is an expert. You know what? He's allowed to do this because the other guy let his witness come.
Yeah, she's my fiancée.
Well, that would certainly explain the hostility.
extent of her expertise.
Granted.
Oh yes, here we go. Let's see what she knows.
But, have you ever worked as a mechanic?
Yeah, in my
She probably
father's
hasn't
garage,
been. Okay, I was gonna say she probably hasn't been allowed to.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right, all right.
5 Bel Air Chevrolet with a 327 cubic inch engine.
Does he just know this?
Your Honor, I move to disqualify Ms. Vito as an expert.
No, it's probably a dumb question.
62, and it wasn't offered in the Bel Air with a 4-barrel carb.
I love it. I love it. No objection, Your Honor. That was his final mistake.
No. The defense is wrong.
Oh!
You sure?
I'm positive.
Ah! Here we are.
It's a fact.
I find it hard to believe.
What's your evidence, though? What's your evidence?
I would love to hear this.
So would I.
Yeah, I would too.
The mud in Alabama knows you step on the gas, one tire spins, the other tire does nothing. That's right.
Oh my god, the mud thing from the beginning of the movie.
Rear suspension. Now, in the 60s, there were only 2
She's amazing.
wheelbase and wheel track as the 64 Skylark, and that was
He's like, she's telling the truth.
Maniac Tempest.
And because
I love her.
lovely witness.
Ah, now they're back on good terms.
Mr. Trotter.
Oh, he just like smacked the smacky thing. So hard. Lisa, that was so good. That made me so happy listening to her just talk all about that.
That the defendants were driving made those tire tracks.
Don't lie, don't lie.
Sheriff Farley.
Oh, what a twist. The twist in this tale is immense.
Were arrested 2 days ago by Sheriff Tillman in Jasper County, Georgia.
Yes.
A .357 Magnum revolver was found in their possession.
Oh, case closed. Case closed.
The defense rests.
He can rest easy tonight.
The state like dismiss all charges.
Order! Order in the court! Order! Vinny's the big shot around here, boys. The big shot. All because of a can of tuna. He'll never steal again. He'll never steal again.
I want to say thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. I hope we can do it again sometime.
Fine job, Mr.
I hope we could do it again sometime.
I have a fax here from the clerk of New York.
Ah.
But I gotta tell you, you're one hell of a trial lawyer.
He is. He is. He is. That means a lot. I got some chills actually when he said that.
My friend.
Judge Malloy.
Oh, the guy he talked about from the start at the story.
You know, this could be a sign of things to come.
Are they gonna get married now?
Yeah, you think I'm gonna marry you?
Yeah.
Wait,
You
you're not gonna
are.
marry me?
You are. You are. You are.
I want a wedding in church with bridesmaids and painted. A bird is not romantic.
You know what, Lisa?
Well, what's over? No. I really liked that movie. That movie was really good. And I didn't find it like, it wasn't like the funniest movie, but I didn't get my enjoyment out of the comedy. I got my enjoyment out of Joe Pesci just talking. So good. And that was my reaction to My Cousin Vinny, the 1992 comedy, trial drama, courtroom drama, however you want to call that genre of movie, starring Marisa Tomei. I think that's how you say her last name. Marisa Tomei, Joe Pesci, Ralph Macchio, and Fred Gwynne. I think that's how you say his name too. Sorry, I'm very bad at pronouncing last names. Anyways, I really, really, really enjoyed that movie. That movie was so much fun. It was just like a really, I don't know, it was kind of like a feel-good movie for me at the end when Joe Pesci was just going on and he was just nailing the case. It was like a very satisfying, feel-good moment. And so, I don't know, I found this movie really good. I thought that some of the jokes were really funny. I didn't think this movie was overly comedic as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like very slapstick, very Joe Pesci and Lethal Weapon, just that sort of humor. And while it sort of is, it wasn't as well, which I really appreciated, and I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. But before I get into the movie, I'd like to talk about the reviews for a second. When I search up cast lists and stuff on Google, right underneath there's usually 3 reviews. There's usually an IMDb review, there's a Rotten Tomatoes review, and a Metacritic review. So there's usually 1 audience score, average, and then there's usually 2 critic scores. So I like to go through them. I like to talk to them about them because I think that they are interesting to talk about. So on IMDb, this has a 7.6, so 76% average is what the what the general populace gives this movie. Rotten Tomatoes has an 86%, which is very high, and Metacritic has a 68. So on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, the critics on those 2 sites are very uniquely different from each other. They have very different opinions about this movie, and 86% is an amazing movie, and a 68% is a average, decently average movie. 7.6 I think is where this movie should be. I think audiences are exactly right on that one. Although honestly, I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars. I really dug this movie. I'd say 4 out of 5 stars is probably like an 8 out of 10. I loved this movie. 7.6 though I think is a very fair score. I think 86% maybe is a little bit too high, and I think 60. Honestly though, can you really is there ever too high of a score for a movie? Because some people love these movies and some people don't. I think just personally though, I think I wouldn't go 86%. I think that is too high, but 68% is definitely too low. So I really agree with the audience score on this one, that a 7.6 out of 10 is a good score. I think this movie had some really cool things about it. I think there were some flaws about this movie, but honestly I probably won't talk about them because they were such nitpicks that I had, and I just want to enjoy this review because I really did enjoy this movie. The first thing that I want to talk about, and that I usually talk about in these reviews, is the music, and I thought the music in this movie was very good. Although after the first bit of the movie I didn't really notice the music that much. I think it kind of fell in the back as Joe Pesci, as more Joe Pesci came into the movie, and then I started to focus on him and his dialogue way more than the music, and I feel like in general the music wasn't as prominent, especially in the second half of the movie, because there was a lot of courtroom drama, a lot of court cases, court trials going on, and there wasn't really any music for those. It was definitely more just courtroom sound, like silence, and then you could just hear people talking, right? But the music at the start, like the opening song, the final song, and then like there was a song in the middle somewhere as well, like the piano, all the piano music and stuff, I loved that. I love the piano. I play the piano from time to time. It's like something that I just like de-stresses me, so I appreciate piano music whenever I hear it because it's something that I like to play myself. I'm not like super good at it, but I do like to play it, so I love listening to like just piano songs, piano music, and the music in this was just so good. The piano was bopping like crazy. The song at the very start, I want to download it and listen to it. It was just like a groovy song that I wanted to dance to. It got me into the movie, and immediately when that song started to play, I was like, okay, this movie's gonna be fun. This movie is going to be fun. And I really enjoyed myself, and I thought that the music choice in this movie was really good, and I thought that some of the songs that I did notice at least were also really good. The camera work is another thing I want to touch on very quickly. I thought the camera work was actually good. There were some really good shots in this movie. There weren't a lot of shots where I was like, oh my god, what a shot. But that doesn't mean that there weren't any good shots, and that doesn't mean that in general the camera work wasn't good. The camera work, I feel like it was a very basic camera setup, but was done very well. There were some shots. There was a shot in the trial at the end of the movie where it kind of did this like swooping shot where you could see everything, and then it kind of swooped down to the witness, and then it turned to Joe Pesci and Ralph Macchio and stuff like that at the defendant's chair and stuff, and that was such a cool shot. There's some really good shots. There was one where Joe Pesci was sitting with Lisa at the coffee table at the barbecue place, and the camera just did this really simple, like, I was looking at Lisa, and then as Joe Pesci was talking, it did like this circle around to Joe Pesci over like a 15-second interval, and I really love that. Like, such simple movements, but really effective for the scene. And so, like, props to the directors, because there weren't very many complicated camera shots in this movie, but all of the shots really worked to sell. Like, there were so many Dutch angles at the start of this movie with like the police. Whenever they were in the police station, like the police captain would always be in like this Dutch angle, or sometimes it would start as a Dutch angle and then slowly rotate to a normal angle or something. Like, it was just like a lot of fun. I thought the camera work was a lot of fun in this movie. And now getting into the comedy. I thought the comedy in this movie was really good. Some of it didn't land for me, like not a lot of it didn't land for me. Most of it did land for me, but not some of it. I was just like, it's not that I didn't think it was funny. I just didn't think it was like laugh out loud funny. Like maybe I smiled or something during it. There wasn't a joke that I didn't think was not funny. I just, some of them I just didn't laugh. I don't know, maybe that's, I didn't think it was not funny, I just didn't laugh. But anyways, the jokes I thought were good. My favorite obviously being that whenever Joe Pesci would try to sleep, something would wake him up at like 5 in the morning. That was so funny, it was so good, and even though it was like an expected joke, it was just like a really funny thing, like, oh, what's gonna wake him up this time? Oh, what's gonna wake him up this time? So I loved that joke, I really liked it, and I don't think they overused it. It was used like 6 or 7 times. Personally, I don't think they overused it. Some people may think that they overused that joke and it became stale by the end, but I really, really liked it. Another thing that they used for comedy, there was a lot of misunderstanding comedy, especially in the first 45 minutes, half an hour of this movie. A lot of the comedy was based off of misunderstanding, from the actual court case, from them stealing a can of tuna and then there being a murder trial about it and all the cops talking about like, oh, did you do this? And then they think, and then like Ralph Macchio's character, Bill, I think his name was, right? Yeah, Billy, he was like, oh yeah, I did it, and like basically confessing about the wrong crime, even though the cop, there's a lot of misunderstanding. And then when Joe Pesci comes into the picture at the prison, and then he thinks the guy, what's his face, Stan, he thinks that he's gonna be like sexually abused by this man, and there's gonna be like an orgy or something with him, and then like the conversation, if you know what Stan's thinking of, you're like, oh, obviously the conversation's like this. But if you know what Joe Pesci's saying, then you're like, oh, obviously the conversation's that, and it works like both ways equally. Like I thought the writing was really good for that. I really like misunderstanding, although I'm glad that they didn't use it for the whole movie, because it would have started to get a little annoying that there was so much misunderstanding, and like why couldn't a character just say like, oh, we just stole tuna, like first, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm sorry for stealing tuna. Like it makes sense. Like I'm okay with it happening for the 2 times it happened, but I was really hoping that that the misunderstanding humor wouldn't be the sole kind of focus of humor in this movie, and that it would kind of change to other forms of humor later on, because I feel like that definitely would have gotten a little bit stale. And they did change to other points of humor, other types of humor, and that wasn't just misunderstanding, and I really appreciated that. It was only kind of at the start where it was misunderstanding, and the movie in general got less comedic in my opinion. Actually, yeah, I feel like the jokes in general there were less jokes, or the jokes were not so much like surface level jokes by the end of the movie. Like all of the stuff in the trial, I didn't find, like, I thought it was fun. I never found it comedic. I have found it just like some of it was comedic, I guess, when like Lisa goes on the stand and then she's like, this is a false question, and then she just yammers on about these cars and stuff. Like that's both funny and like really, really cool. Like the jokes were like that, where the jokes weren't like kind of slapsticky or like misunderstanding humor or something like that, or like 5-second jokes. Like the jokes were very elaborate jokes that had kind of been built up throughout the whole movie, even though you didn't really know about it. Like especially the Lisa stuff, like the Lisa just being able to just like yammer on about cars was set up at the very start. Like the very first thing basically that is said about her character is that she knows a lot about cars, and that comes up way later in the movie. And that is something I want to get into now, is the trial sequence in this movie was so good. It was my favorite part of the movie. Anything that was in the courtroom was really good, but especially the final trial sequence when all the pieces were put into place, and when he was going at the witnesses and just like deconstructing their cases was so satisfying, especially because everything that he was deconstructing had been set up at the start of the movie, or within the length of the movie up until the trial case. And I, as an audience member, never even knew about it. The car thing with Lisa, I thought that might come up later, like why would they mention that she's good at cars? But besides that, like the grit stuff, that was really, really interesting. The dirt on the windows when he takes a picture of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember him doing that, and I just totally forgot about it because it was like such a small line in the grand scheme of things. Like there were so many callbacks in this movie to things that had been said previously that I was like, oh my god, I do remember that. Oh my god, I do remember that. And sometimes I would say it out loud, like just before Joe Pesci would say it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it made me feel smart because I got it before the character said it, even though the movie was letting me know what it was supposed to be before Joe Pesci was going to say it. You know what I mean? Like, the movie made me feel smart, even though the movie was still being smarter than I was, because technically the movie and Joe Pesci's character already knew about it before I did. So that's like good writing. That was really good writing. I loved the writing in this movie. The writing was good. The writing was brilliant for Joe Pesci's character. Joe Pesci in general, he was like stole the show, and I guess I'll talk about him now when I get to the cast. Speaking of the cast, we are doing the cast, and I said I'll get to Joe Pesci now, but I'm gonna do him second just because I'm gonna do it in the order of the way that Google lays it out. I think I'm only going to talk about Marisa Tomei, Joe Pesci, Ralph Macchio, Fred Gwynne I might talk about, and Mitchell Whitfield I might talk about. I'll probably get to talking about them, but I'm not really sure if I will or not. But Marisa Tomei first, because she's first on the list as the Mona Lisa. I really enjoyed her character. I'm so glad that she had a lot of screen time, and I really liked her chemistry with Joe Pesci. I thought both of the characters worked together, and my favorite part about their characterization in general, both of them together, was that whenever they argued, it never ended in like, I'm angry at you argument. Even the final argument that they had, and she was angry at him and she hated him and stuff like that, even that was only like very, very temporary, and then she was like, oh, I'm okay with you, after she did all that car stuff and explained, and then he was on a roll and she was on a roll, and they kind of were on a roll together. Like, that just kind of showed how much they cared for each other with the characters, like, even though they were arguing. Like, for example, in a lot of movies, like the faucet argument that they had like halfway through this movie, where he was like, the faucet is dripping, did you leave it on, or something like that. A lot of characters in other movies and other TV shows and stuff, they would probably yell at each other. One of them might storm out, one of them would turn off the tap and go like, there, are you happy? But in this one, they were arguing about it, bickering about it. I was like, oh no, I don't want them to be mad at each other. And then it turned into like a romantic argument, and I was like, what the heck is just happening? But I think that comes to show how much the characters respect and care about each other, and I really did like that aspect of their relationship. But Marisa Tomei as Mona Lisa, she was so good. The way that she just delivered her lines with such expertise, with such confidence, it made me feel like she did know all this stuff about cars. And then again, her relationship with Joe Pesci, the way she held herself on screen with Joe Pesci, this amazing actor. After seeing Goodfellas, this came out after Goodfellas, so he must have already been a pretty big star. So being able to hold her own with Joe Pesci on screen for a lot of the movie was really, really good, and props to her. She did an amazing job. Joe Pesci, the man of the movie as Vinny. I loved him. He was the star of the movie. I think he held this movie, with Marisa Tomei actually as well. I think that he and her held this movie on their backs. He was in this movie way more than I thought he was going to be in. I thought he was going to be, like, he was going to share the movie with Ralph Macchio, but Ralph Macchio was almost not in this movie. As soon as Joe Pesci entered this movie, Ralph Macchio was out of the movie, and it was all Joe Pesci, and I was all for it. As much as I love Ralph Macchio, Joe Pesci is like his own caliber of acting, and he is so much fun to watch. The way he delivers his lines, how fast he can say his lines, the way when he was just presenting himself in all the courtroom cases, and how he was really, really trying, but he just couldn't understand, or and stuff like that. Like, I just loved his character, and I love him as an actor in general. He's definitely one of my favorite actors, especially in this kind of era of cinema, and I'm very excited to see more of his films if there's a lot of other ones. I don't know how many films he has. I'm assuming he has a lot, because I feel like he's a very prestigious actor, but I just really, really love him, and I'm excited to see him in more movies, and I will always look forward to seeing his name in credits. If I'm watching a movie and I don't know he's in it and his name pops up, I'll be like, oh my god, it's Joe Pesci. So very, very excited to continue watching his work. Ralph Macchio as Billy. I was really excited to see him in this movie, and he wasn't in it that much, but honestly, after watching the movie, I was okay with that. I was thinking about it halfway through the movie. I was like, oh wow, Ralph Macchio hasn't been in this movie this much. Like, I think I'm a little bit sad, but by the end of the movie, I was totally okay with it. Like, he did really good in his role. I just don't think he is as good as an actor as, at least back then, as Joe Pesci. So making Joe Pesci the star of the show, and then keeping him to the side, and he can just have these conversations here or there, I think it worked. When he was with Mitchell Whitfield as Stan, when they were together, they had really good pairing. But when he was on screen with Joe Pesci, he did not have a lot of dialogue, and I think that is because the writers knew that this kid, that Ralph Macchio as Billy, it would not, like, the dialogue would feel maybe a little bit wooden, a little bit stiff. I feel like he definitely, back then at least as well, may have been a little bit more of a stiff actor. Like, he was amazing in The Karate Kids, don't get me wrong, but compared to Joe Pesci, I feel like he is another level. So I'm upset, but also happy that he didn't have a lot of screen time. It was really nice to see him. It was kind of like whenever he was on screen, I was like, oh, there he is, the Karate Kid. But yeah, I thought he did a good job for the time that he was on screen. I'll talk about Fred Gwynne and Mitchell Whitfield very quickly. Fred Gwynne, I thought, was really fun as the judge. I didn't like him at the start. I thought he was very biased, and I just didn't like him because I thought he hated Vinny, and I loved Vinny. But I came to love him. I thought he was kind of a fun character, and he was just like this kind of obstacle that Vinny had to climb. I don't know. I thought he did a good job as the judge, and I really enjoyed the character. And Mitchell Whitfield as Stan, again, did not have a lot of screen time. I thought he was funny when he was on screen. I thought his chemistry was good with Ralph Macchio, but again, he did not have a lot of screen time, and I was kind of okay with that just because of how good Marisa Tomei and Joe Pesci's characters were and how much they really carried this movie. And that is it for my review of My Cousin Vinny. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. And thank you so much if you listen to my review as well. If you made it this far, it means a lot for you just to listen to me talk. And I will see you next time for my next movie reaction.